Good morning, Chris here from Griffiths Heating. It's been a while, as usual. Been off for 10 days with the old Kung Flue, and we're on a boiler change. Worcester SI, I think it is, one of the original SIs. Coming out, works perfectly fine, but it's time to upgrade, and we're swapping it for a Glowworm Ultimate 35. Now, I've not fitted one of these before. It's the only boiler I could get. Customer didn't want an Ideal Logic, so I usually fit the Valent Pures, and my guess was this is probably going to be a Valent Pure in a different box. So if we pop the front off, have a look what's in the box, and it is exactly what I thought it would be. And it's a Valent Pure in another box with a different set of electronics on the front. One thing I noticed straight away, we've got a manual pressure gauge. Now you don't get that on the Pure, it's all digital, so when the power's off you've no idea what the pressure is in the system. But other than that, it's basically a Valent Pure 35 kilowatt. So we've got the heating drain in, the upstairs rads are drained, we're going into a drain out there. So what we're going to do now is go around and vent the downstairs radiators and see if we're getting any sucking. So vent number one, and we got some suction, so on to the next one. Right, so that's the hardest bit of the job done. Boiler off the wall. We've managed not to make a mess. I haven't got any dust sheets today, I flipping left them all on the job, so we have to be super careful. But because we're cool, we can make that happen. So boiler's off. Next thing, brew.
Nice.
So one thing I'm not that keen on these Glowworm boilers is the Flue, is the boiler bracket. As you can see, it screws up really close to the flue hole. So if previously there might have been a balanced flue boiler here and someone's not bricked the hole up very well, you're going to have problems fixing this so close to the flue hole because it just won't be solid, and you have to put a piece of board behind the boiler to make it work. On the last one I had to do that because there was no fixings for the bracket. And if you're not expecting it, it can add up to an hour and a half, 2 hours on the job. By the time you've gone and got a board to put behind the boiler, cut it to shape and screwed it on, you've wasted a good chunk of time. So I prefer a bigger bracket with more screw hole options than that. So I mean, if these miss, if half of those miss, you're not going to be able to hang your boiler. So yeah, it's not fantastic. Got the boiler on the wall, and the pipes amazingly line up, which is cool. We're going to press this one, so fortunately you can cut that fitting down and you can get a press elbow behind it on the boiler. Bish bash bosh straight into there, and yeah, I think this should fly in now. So this is my press gun, the Romax 4000. I did have the TT Compact, but it was absolute shite, and Rothenberger swapped me for this one. So far this has been good. Really nice bit of kit to use. Bit heavy, much heavier and less balanced than the other one, but it's more reliable, and it's really easy to use as well. Saying that, it's not working now, but that's because it's just come out of the van. It's just above freezing this morning, and when the batteries are cold it won't work, so we need to warm the battery up, then it works. I've had this problem before, so panic over, it's a cold battery. So we try again. I've had the battery down my pants for 10 minutes. There's one press, flip it round, there's another press. You just press the button and it finishes the cycle on its own, which is a pretty good thing when it's so heavy and in a tight spot. That function really is a godsend. So we're getting there now with the install. The Flue pipework's done. The Flue's in, just needs sealing up. There is clearance there, that's just fallen down, so it looks like there's no clearance. And yeah, it's a bit of a bit of a swine of a job, and I'm struggling a bit to get this done in a day, so we might have to come back tomorrow, because the Flue is you've got to go down the stairs, up a ladder, onto a flat roof, up another ladder, and then get the Flue in. So it's every job's got a sting in the tail, and that's the sting in this tail. Just access to this section through that wall is really, really tricky. Again, getting the condens out there is going to be a bit of a faff as well, so it's going to be a bit of a day and a half job, this one, just because everything's so tricky to connect onto. Yeah, but we're getting there. Managed to get press fittings up behind the boiler. Didn't have any gas press fittings, so we soldered that. So yeah, we're getting there. So boiler's on, filled, fired. Just going through the commissioning procedure now, checking the low rate gas fire. Fitted alright, filled up alright. Basically identical to a Valent Pure, but the diagnostics are a little less intuitive. Still got to patch the Flue, so we'll do that as part of the commissioning. Got it wired into a centre brand stack, just an on-off done thing. Going forward, we're going to get into more weather comp and load comp controls, because I think that's the way forward. And Viessmann boilers, which modulate far better than these. I think these only modulate down to 6 kilowatt, which on a house like this is a little bit too much. They just don't modulate low enough, so they short cycle. But yeah, another one bites the dust.